While the events in Israel are happening on the other side of the world, it's affecting families and others right here in Northeast Florida. 54 members of the First Baptist Church in Fernandina Beach remain in Israel at this hour. They were originally on a trip visiting Jerusalem when the attacks started. Joining me now is the pastor of the church, Zach Terry. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning. It's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear your voice. I understand that you are on the move and that you may actually be headed toward Jordan and a flight out.
Absolutely. We have good news to report. We just entered the border. We entered into Jordan, and so we're in safe territory as we speak.
That's fantastic. The mood of the people who are traveling with you, are they still a bit anxious?
You know, we'll feel better when we're back on American soil. We're still navigating our lodging and our flights back home. But so far, so good. The doors have been open. Things have worked in our favor, and everybody's relieved we've come this far.
You know, I was listening to your interview right here on News for Jax last night, and you were talking about the fact that even though you were some, 60 miles plus away from much of the fighting, you could actually see many of the missiles, see some of the smoke, and thanks to the Iron Dome, most of those missiles were diverted, but still too close for comfort?
Yes, sir. Even last night we heard machine gun fire within blocks of our hotel. And so there were some skirmishes and, there were a few missiles that got through the dome that we saw the smoke from. But all in all, we've stayed safe.
You start this trip, and it's a trip to take a look at history and study religion, and it turns into a trip where you're actually a part of history, a history that, really turns into war. What was the talk among the group when all this is unfolding?
Ironically, as much as we would love to not be in the middle of all this, this is not the trip that we had planned. In a strange way, it was very insightful. When Christ was born, he was born into a time of conflict. And so, living and walking in the land of Christ during a time of conflict took our faith, took our understanding of the text to a new level.
And people talk about this conflict, and some say, well, this is relatively new. It's been going on since the birth of the state of Israel in 1948. This conflict really has its roots in biblical times, and it has its roots in religion.
It began with Abraham himself. He was a man at times that had to engage in war, and that was just the state of things throughout the history of Israel.
And there's a great deal of debate here stateside, and people sit back and they say they don't really understand what's going on. And people do have to understand that there is a difference between Hamas and the Palestinian people, and understanding what Hamas is doing and understanding the rights of the Palestinian people. Is that something that you've been discussing with the 53 congregants who are traveling with you?
That's correct. We have brothers and sisters in Christ who are Palestinian, and we have Messianic Jewish brothers and sisters, and just people created in God's image on both sides. Hamas is a terrorist organization working with other organizations like Hezbollah, and it's evil. And we need to see it put to an end. But there are good people in the Gaza Strip. There are good people in Israel, and they're very thankful to have the support of Americans like our people there in North Florida, supporting what they're doing, getting their back, and giving them aid as needed.
Is there an understanding that in many ways the Israeli people are caught between a rock and a hard place because, number one, there are hostages being held, and number two, in going into Gaza at this point, they do understand that there may be collateral damage, and that's a very technical term for the fact that civilians may indeed get hurt, but they are going after military targets in which they believe that, Hamas is holding up?
It has to be a challenge, beyond anything I could really comprehend. But from everything I understand, this is to be the war to end Hamas. And the talk on the streets is just that, everything they're going to do will make sure this never happens again.
So you've just crossed the border into Jordan. Can I ask how long before you get to the airport and catch that flight?
We're not certain at this point. We're looking at a Friday, possibly a Saturday flight back to the States. but we hope to be in the stands of North Florida very soon.
All right. So when you're in Jordan, basically an unscheduled stop, there are plenty of, wonderful sites there too, steeped in religion. You have some plans to do some sightseeing there, or just sit back, rest, and take a minute to breathe a deep sigh of relief?
Well, we found that it's helpful to kind of keep people's minds occupied. So we're going to go see where Moses peered into the Promised Land. We're going to see the Dead Sea and spend some time there. So, yeah, we're going to try to keep everybody sort of occupied and their minds off of the conflict and off of home just for a little while longer until we can make it happen.
I've got to tell you, I've not done it, but I hear because of the salt content, floating in the Dead Sea is an unbelievable experience. And just looking up toward the sky and taking advantage of the fact that even those who don't think they can float because of the salt content, you can float uninhibited in the Dead Sea, that might be very cathartic.
I think everybody could use a spa day at this point.
Absolutely. Well, Pastor Terry, safe travels to you and those in your entourage. I know everybody here in Northeast Florida is wishing you safe travels. I know that Aaron Bean is part of your congregation, and I'm sure that he's been very helpful in getting you back here. We are so relieved that, you are on your way home safely, and we wish you Godspeed.
Well, thank you for your coverage, and thanks to everyone for the prayers.
All right. We'll talk again soon. Thank you for your time, Jen.